Hello, and welcome to our lovely show.
Where Demon will cough right at the worst time. But this
Exactly.
is Beyond the River Styx. Welcome, guys. This is episode 97. So we are getting close to that 100 mark where we will have something super special for you.
We've done this for 97 weeks.
97 weeks.
What is wrong with me?
Where should we begin?
I know what's wrong with you.
We should begin 97 weeks ago.
That's like more than a year.
Yes, it is.
I can do math.
So we have a show about Smite, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we have guests
We
tonight.
have guests.
Not that one. But these are guests. We have EMC Squared with Reason Gaming. Tell us about him, Demon.
Tell us about him that
Yes.
he could tell about us, and us could tell about
Just do
stuff.
it. Go.
All
Do your
right,
thing.
Mr. EMC is the team captain of the newly reformed Reason Gaming team. After some team members left and people were like, "Oh, I'm done with this," and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go play it just for fun," and they're like, "Oh, I don't care anymore," and everybody's like, "Oh," and Reason was like, "You know what, we're out." And
Not
so
really.
then they were like, "Ha, just kidding." And so a week
JK,
later,
guys.
EMC is the new team captain, and I don't even think the old post, I think it's like, we're leaving Smite, we're joining back into Smite again, like post-wise.
Yep.
So I don't think there's anything between the two of them. So EMC, welcome to the show, and how is it now being team captain of a team?
Well, it's definitely harder than being a normal member because you're responsible for things.
Like payments.
Yeah,
Like payments.
yeah, like
and,
payments.
Scheduling.
More
and-
to it than that.
But yeah, team itself is definitely new to competitive scene. Freshly picked up players who still has a lot to learn
Okay.
and a lot of experience. But we started big, and we hope we'll go big.
Ooh. So list us the lineup.
Yeah, who do you
Who's
got,
doing
yo?
what and who's playing where?
Okay, so in middle we have Togedy. In right lane we have me as a support, Becky's as a melee carry. In left lane we have Tyler as a support, and Snoopy Man as range AD carry.
Okay. So Snoopy Man came from
Mobility.
Mobility.
Takati came from...
Charizard. No.
Can't remember.
Different.
Yeah, suddenly I can't remember either.
Backfire, I think.
Backfire.
One of the Outlaw, there we go.
Outlaw.
Outlaw, yeah.
Outlaw and Backfire.
Outlaw and Backfire.
I knew it was-
He came from two at once.
Oh, hey, Takati, you're in the chat. How you doing? Takati's like, I hate you so much, you don't even know where I came from. Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's why I put it in caps.
Yes, that would be. I was just
Localizing
letting
it.
the inflection flow forth.
Flow forth.
You know, with an upward inflection, like it's a question.
Like you're a belly girl.
All right,
Just go.
so that's that. So, very much thank you, Mr. EMC, for joining us on the show. We, of course, have Mini Cooper over there to be Cupid, and he is short, so he can pull off the Cupid. We can put him in a little diaper.
I was going to say box, but diaper
Ew.
also works.
And then, of course, what?
Yes, then we have Rosterian.
And then we have Rosterian, who is the team captain for
That's old stuff.
EU. Who?
Say it.
Who? No, you say it.
Say it.
No, you say it.
One against Root. EU. Epic awesomeness.
Yes.
So it's not all about that ping, is it?
Root EU. I like how you said that.
Ew.
Well, see, Root was like, no,
It's
we're not going to
denial
play in
EU.
NA, and we're going to play in EU because of why
guess
ever
they
they
wanted to play.
decided to do that. And so they're like, yeah, we're going to win. And then they're like, no.
Yeah, I actually think like
Denied.
most people thought that SK could probably have taken them in a best of 3, but they just like the picks that SK had in their game was kind of one of those. Why did you pick that?
Yeah, it was like, wait.
You know,
Wait,
it-
guys, you know this is like, that's Root, right?
This is for serious, right? So yeah, I mean, I think they would have definitely picked up the ball in a second game and ran with it as well.
Or third
So that's that.
Yeah, well,
so
I mean, we're going to talk
congratulations
more
to-
about that
oh, yeah,
later.
we're
But
gonna
congratulations,
talk
and
all-
we're just going to...
All about that awesome time. So into dun, 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 dun.
Patch notes.
Patch notes. as I center it.
Yay!
So,
Centering action.
the patch notes.
New item,
Stuff
jungle.
happened.
All
All the things that happened in the patch notes. The most interesting thing is the new jungle item,
New jungle item.
which is called what?
Whoa.
Brambles?
Bumpa's mask.
Bumba's mask?
Bumba's mask. It's yeah. I'll
Why
just
do
take-
they hate my pronunciation? Why can nobody ever make a name that I can pronounce? Because I can't pronounce anything. Is that what you're going to say? Oh, aren't you smart?
I think that's when the first few months of BLG being Restarian is Alakite. Just can't.
You're a
Just can't.
star.
You are a star.
You're a star.
A star.
I mean, people are trying to spell it like that. Like, is it R-E-S-T-A-R?
You could
No.
be a starian.
No, it is not.
Restarian.
Yes, you're a restar because you were a star, then you stopped being a star, and now you're a star
Restar
again.
again.
So you're a
Restar.
restarian. There we go. Perfect. Thank you. Now we can move along to something useful.
Yes, we can.
So, I even forgot how to say it already. Bumble's mask?
Bumbas.
Bumbuzz? It's a bumblebee mask.
Bumble's mask. Yes.
There
Just
you go.
call it that.
Just Bumba's mask.
Call it.
There you go. So yes, it's extremely strong. You can level up extremely quickly. It brings full-time jungling into Bumblebee Tuna. Yes, it can bring full-time jungling into the game. So, EMC, you played with it some today. What did you think of said item?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I think it still gives too much gold. XP-wise, I think it's enough for full-time jungle. But it does give, if you decide to go full-time jungle with that item, it does bring a lot of pressure to one lane because that one lane will have to lane against two people.
So what if the other team also goes a full-time jungle? Will it even it out in the farming because you won't be stealing both sides of the
Or
map?
can you do a double full side jungle?
Yeah, like it could both teams full dedicated jungle because is there enough buffs on half the map to
Yeah.
sustain you?
Yeah, there is.
So what do you do with the downtime? Do you just go
Gank?
kill stuff?
You just go show up into the lane to pressure it, try to get a gank or something like that.
I think having a full-time jungler would be quite a lot of fun. It's the roaming meta in general. It's just they're jungling instead of just strictly roaming. So,
Like I think we could almost do an entire show on that item and
Yeah.
how it changes Smite. Like really, we could talk for hours and hours and hours about it. That might happen. So, but yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can or comments or you want to talk about this item, you can see it right here. I'm pointing, calling us in on Smite Talk. So, I didn't talk to any of these guys, any of us.
I think you're typing too much.
That's all right. The stream can still hear us.
yeah, it's fine.
That's the important thing.
Yep.
So,
Yeah,
this-
actually, just
the implications of this item, like, what will it drastically change things, or do you think they're just trying it out, or this is something they want to do for a while, or what?
I honestly, I haven't played much. Like, I've seen it a couple of times being used, and the first time it failed miserably, and the person jungling just fell miserably behind as usual. The second time was in a ranked game, and Youngbei was doing jungle Nejar. Despite going 0-2, they were the most farmed in the game.
Interesting.
So I was kind of like, well, that's a bit kind of broken. Surely if you're behind, you should be behind.
I mean, it's kind of like a modified Midas boots, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives you almost the same exact stats, except you have to do something different to get them. So,
Yeah.
welcome back, Midas boots.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
Reborn is a mask.
One thing I wanted to bring up, which something you said, what direction do they want to go? I think they want to bring a jungle in the game because they're specifically calling it a jungle start item.
Yeah.
I think the game's developing to that point where there needs to be something breaking this stale meta, and I think the only thing that can is jungle. So maybe they're going to start balancing around that.
I don't know if they'll start bouncing around it. I think they will be definitely encouraging people to go into the jungle more, not necessarily as a... I don't think they're trying to make it to where you have to have a jungler, but they're trying to make it to where it is a viable option if you would like to choose it so.
I think they're trying to make it so you have to choose in advance to have a jungle. Like, you're not going to just jungle.
Granted, it's
Any
a jungle
lane.
starting item, so I mean, you can drop it and go to something else at any point.
Here's a thing. Would it be implying then that Athena, who's supposed to come out next, will be capable of holding a 2v1 lane quite comfortably? So the jungle item can be used more. Is that what they're preparing for? Because if it is, I'm happy because I like 2v1 lanes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have a really great kit to be able to hold off on a 2v1 lane. So, I don't know.
I know that successfully is mostly either Hades or Hercules if you can bait them into tower. And Sobek to a lesser extent.
Yeah, Sobek only because, well, he's scary.
Sobek.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how people do it. And the tournaments this weekend, is that item banned?
Currently, as we decided yesterday with Bart, was that it should be banned unless there's like the item's fine, we want to run with it, we do that kind of thing. So it's kind of being left up to the teams to see if there's like a majority or not a majority opinion about it.
I think you guys, I mean, just from the outside, but I'm right beside you, should tell the teams how they need what to expect for this weekend from them.
No, I mean it should not be in the tournament this weekend. We'll find out Saturday basically. So the NA team is going to be the NA tournament's going to be the guinea pigs.
You'll find out Saturday at noon.
Well, I mean, this final decision is going to be made tomorrow night, like at midnight or whenever Bart decides that, all right, we've watched it for the past couple days. We've talked to some of the team members, the team captains and stuff like that, and they say they all want to try it. They all want to run it this weekend. Then we'll run it. But at the moment, they're just saying, no, we're not going to have it this weekend unless we change our minds, is the best way of putting it. So, don't expect it.
Don't expect it, but prepare for it.
Right, exactly. That's a good way of putting it. Don't expect it, but prepare for it.
Yeah, don't expect it, but
don't
spend all your time preparing
for
it. Yeah.
I could say this 500 different ways. Would you like me to continue saying it 500 different ways? No, I don't want to either.
Nah.
I mean, nobody cares.
No, not really.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Midas boots with the Mumbas mask. The Bumbles mask.
So is the 25? So who here has played with it? Like with the item, used it, been on teams with it? No one.
It's vastly outside of my role, so I didn't even touch it.
EMC played with it.
Yeah, EMC.
We kind of played it in fives.
So did it feel about right for you? Like percentages wise, what it gives, what it doesn't give?
Still too much gold was what he said.
Yeah, it does definitely give too much gold. Because if you can be ahead of a fed person in middle, that's not right already.
Yeah. That is true.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, if you jungle, it makes your lane dangerous. Just straight up. And if you're against a competent team and they're pushing your lane, it's going to be really interesting to see how teams respond to that, because not every lane comp, or not most lane comps, are going to be able to support that. And if you see certain people going certain things, you know what's going to happen. You can do early invades, you can do all sorts of other stuff in this game that you can't do in, say, League of Legends nearly as easily because of line of sight and all sorts of other weird stuff.
You can sneak up behind people.
Yeah, you can literally
actually sneak up behind people, which is fun.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes.
I still really hope for the meta that we were making in our fives, which was go get our buffs and everybody collapse mid, kill mid, and then go out. It gave our mid laner a great boost in his daily regime of doing mid, so that was fun. It's just, I liked it because it's just suddenly everyone. It's a minute and a half, suddenly everyone. So, Risterian, I wanted to ask you, now that it has been a few days and you've had time to calm down.
We're all bored now.
You're all bored now? Are you bored now because you guys finally beat Root, so it's like, we've taken down the top team. What is there left to do?
Do it again.
Do it again, yeah.
There is that kind of feeling, but there's also the fact that recently a lot of teams have kind of either lost players or disbanded or whatnot, so finding scrims has been a bit of a challenge. And my team likes scrims, and they get a bit bored.
Fair enough.
But we've got some recent good news, so hopefully that'll cheer them up a bit.
Oh, good news.
What's that?
So, you two know. I wrote it down in the little chat.
Which chat?
We're on a live show.
Exactly. That's why I'm
They
trying.
can't read it.
Yeah, exactly.
Why don't you write it to me in Skype instead of in this?
It's in Skype.
Oh, it's in Skype. Okay.
It's
Well, fantastic.
It's our team chat.
All right. Well,
So
you
now,
read, you read that.
Well,
while
I read this and then.
I'll
Yeah,
continue.
yeah, because you can't read.
It's too far away.
Oh,
I mean, I can read it here if I
boo-hoo.
stare at it long enough, but
That'll make for some great viewing.
it will make for some great
Demon
viewing
like.
experience. Ooh, there we go. So, cool. EMC, are you guys doing a lot of scrimming and practicing and preparations? You guys are going to be participating this weekend, right?
Yeah, well, and actually, yes, we do a lot of practice.
Good. What is your schedule? Do you guys have a practice regime where it's like you have to be on by 5 o'clock?
Well, NA teams usually start scrimming after 7 p.m. Eastern time, so that's when we get on to scrim as well.
How many do you guys get in a day? In an average day?
Oh, it depends. Depends if people are tired in the team or not, but usually like 2 or 3 scrims.
That's good. That's good. So it's not just nothing. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Match ID 16-0. Fantastic.
So
Ruining
I
everything.
want to ask EMC about his new team. Do you think that the players you have currently are, I mean, not only capable of winning, but there's work that they need to do, that they need to work on, or do you think it's just that teamwork factor that needs to be built upon? I mean, are you confident in your roster to be able to go in and win?
100%. There's still a lot of to do practice. They still need a lot to learn, but we already can do some sweat to other top teams and actually win against them.
Good. Because I want to see a new team come up and do something. That's not the same people.
That isn't in EU.
No, that's just not the same people all the time. I mean, I'm a big fan of the underdog, and I'm a big fan of new teams. I get bored when the same 1, 2, even 3 teams are just doing this slideshow for the first, second, and third place. It just gets boring after a while.
Yep.
I want to see some fresh new face and be like, I'm going to destroy you all, and then they do. And that's just great because it's like, oh my God, what is going on? And everybody gets all upset, and it gets people's panties in a knot, and you're just like, yeah.
I think on last Sunday's tournament, I was surprised when Guilty Gaming started knocking out people that I thought would kind of make it to the next round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Element lost to Six Sigma.
Yeah, but Element was just a random group of people put together. I mean,
Yeah.
2 of them were mine.
It was odd. I mean, I figured at the very least when the brackets were happening that Element was going to face off against Root in the second round, and they didn't make it past the first, and my head exploded, and so did Brandon's.
You're
DM.
gonna be really sad now, Revel, because Six Sigma disbanded.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not.
Yeah,
Rebel.
that was
You're
one
bad.
thing that kind of annoyed me. I was like, yeah, a good team, we can scrim. It's like, oh, we've disbanded because someone quit, and then everyone else has quit. It's like, really?
It's terrible.
Yeah, people put a lot of their hopes and dreams on a tournament.
And I'm not going to name names. All I'm going to say is the 2 people that keep trying to make a team, it never lasts. You tried this 3 times now, and it's never worked. So why will it work this time?
I don't know. People keep trying.
Third time's the charm?
Yeah, keep trying. I don't care. Keep trying.
The same 2 people, and people always quit quite quickly.
They start working with them with these guys?
Yeah.
Oh,
Fancy.
yes.
So what is our next
Fancy.
topic of the evening?
We have to go back to a topic.
Oh, what topic is that?
Patch notes.
Patch notes.
Patch
Because
notes.
Fire
Everything's-
Giant.
Everything's golden.
Fire
Oh, yeah.
Giant. Changed.
Yes!
So good.
So they basically nerfed Fire Giant. Correct.
Well,
Yes.
Nerf the buff and buff the FG itself, which I think
Yes.
is great.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a lot
And
harder to take
everyone's
down.
like,
All of it. But you can solo it, but not until level 20 with full builds, so...
Okay.
Well, Bart did a test on the stream the day before the patch, and he was Neja, who's arguably one of the best objective
So
clears. And he was level 14. I believe it was 14. He had about half a build. He had a Void Blade, boots, I believe an Executioner, and then that was about it.
Did he have any lifesteal?
I think he
Yeah,
Devours.
I think it was either Devours or Soul Eater.
Okay.
That's right. He did have a lifesteal as well. He
That's
went in.
that's
He
not
was
gonna
able to
last long.
solo it, but he was like literally about to die. So you can still solo it around level 14 with Neja with about half a build, it looks like, but you're pretty damn close to die.
Yeah. If somebody walks in there and catches you, you're screwed.
Exactly.
It's like you have to be totally left alone or you're dead. Which is good. I like that. Also, since they nerfed the stats that it gives you, it hopefully won't be such a, oh god, they got Fire Giant, GG, let's go home. You know, that
It's
kind of
not
scenario.
as bad. I mean, there's now a greater chance of a comeback.
Yeah.
In terms of the thing is, they changed the Fire Giant. In the couple of games I've played, people have attempted it and then died.
I like that.
Because they think it's weak, and it's like, oh wait, it's got buffed, I forgot, we're all gonna die, and it's like, the enemy had gone for Fire Giant, I kind of walked past, all I heard was a roar going, ah! And I was just like, yeah, it got buffed, bro. And all I looked inside, like, all of them were just about to die, I was like, ooh, 3 kills, all of you. This should be fun.
Makes it more risky then for the entire team because they're going to take a lot of damage doing it, so they either need to do it with 2 to 3 people down, or you just don't do it.
Well, it
which
makes
is
it
good.
harder to tank, so in a way, gods like Aphrodite and Ra and Hel have greater value now because they have enough healing to kind of break through Fire Giant's debuffs.
And this is for EMC and Restarian. In tournament play, do you think you're going to see a lot less suicide attempts to get that buff? As in just one person running in and he knows he's going to die, but he's going to steal the buff in the process. Do you think you're going to see less of that because the buff is decreased now?
I see more of it
I
because
think
it's,
I see more of
people, it's harder to take.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's harder to take, so it's going to take teams a little longer.
It's harder to take, so the team is taking more of a risk by trying to take it, and then you'll have more of a reward if you steal it, because they went through all of that damage, and you got it anyway. So, that's what I think. EMC, what do you think?
Yeah, I think there will be less kamikazes trying to trying to solo the buff, because it's definitely hits harder now. And if you manage to steal it, yeah, then obviously.
Then people are mad.
Oh yeah.
Just stealing it in general is fairly easy if you got high amount of CC, and the reward for it is too great to pass up.
So this is going to make that Hand of the Gods level 3 much more appealing for somebody to go in there and steal it.
I like it anyway.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
I mean,
you
it's
love
done.
it as it is.
And
It's done.
yeah, Fire Giant, buffs, and lots of graphics improvements fixes. They
yeah.
changed a bunch of the models to be less shiny.
Well, Sobek is super shiny. Like,
Yes,
he
he
stands
is.
out so much, I'm kind of like squinting.
Nice.
But one thing I did like was the improvement to like just the level up. Like, it's
Oh,
more
that animation?
glowy.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did a lot of UI improvements.
Fire.
And Bloodfire Hades. You didn't mention anything, but he's been improved. He's Red Fire now.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah,
Same as
that's,
Agni.
that's one of the things that they seem to be keep doing is just throwing in graphics updates whenever they are ready, I guess.
Also, for all you on her players, right? Green on her throws green spears now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Likewise, gold on her throws gold spears.
So, has everybody gotten their gold Zeus?
No,
Yes.
like they're all damage dealers. I don't care. I want my gold Hades and gold Guan. So who else?
Yeah. EMC, are you looking forward to any skins or anything like that?
For a new skins or
Any of the ones that are maybe coming up or already released that you're excited about?
not exactly. I have all my support skins and I'm happy with them.
Yeah. So you play
There's a lot of
you play
support
support
skins.
these days or carry?
I'm playing support because I'm a support player, for my team. But we'll see in the future if the full-time jungle comes out. it might change.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. That'll be a lot of fun.
So just to throw this out, I heard that Denial Esports EU went 16-0 against Root in this past tournament.
16-0.
16-0.
I think it was a bit different.
It was a bit different. Tell us about it, Rosterian.
It was about 29-4.
29-4.
Was it 4 or 2?
Can't remember. I'd have to kind of.
I thought it was 2. I'm pretty
I
sure.
thought it was
think
2
it's 2.
because
2.
you and Trix were feeding.
Yeah, me and Trix died. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it was
feeder.
20-2.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Something
how?
like that.
So how did that even happen? Like, you lost the first game barely. You came back and won the second game, and then you just.
I don't know if they necessarily came back and won the second game. I watched the VOD of it again, and the only thing that happened in the second game that didn't go in their favor was they went in for the invade, and they both died. Like, they both died during the invade. And so it's like, oh god, we just threw the game. And
Nejjar got a double kill on blue, I think, so that pretty much it looked like a lost game from there. But then
after that invade failed, it's like us and everybody else in the chat are like, oh my god, why did they do that? You know, it's such a risky thing. And then it just started steamrolling, and it was kill after kill after kill after kill after kill, and suddenly it was like 16-8.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Because it was the I don't know how much I can say without sounding really bad mannered, so I'll try and say as kind of civil as possible. I guess. Our strategy was mainly just shutting down Zapman, because in the first game they got completely out of control of the Apollo. They're just like, okay, main problem, Apollo, ban it, then try and shut him down the best we can.
Yep. And it worked.
Spray.
Yes, Spray. Spray will call himself out as MVP.
Yeah,
so, EMC,
game,
did you watch any of those games?
I did, actually.
What did you
And
think?
I was really surprised by the performance of Denial EU.
Yes.
Yay.
What did you think about the third
surprised.
game, just in general?
Oh. No words. no comments.
It's just like, what's going on here? You
Pretty
guys,
much.
supposed to happen.
yeah.
It was. I watched it by myself, and Joybird hyped it up like the third game is the game to watch. It just turns into an absolute.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
We were all tweeting it out and being like, "Oh my god, you have to watch this! It's tied up 1-1. This is the game to watch." And so it's like this game overly hyped, and then you guys just start wrecking them, and they're like, "Oh my god, this wasn't what I was
weird."
expecting."
I was almost like, I almost cried. Just like, what the hell, guys? What is going on? We're gonna win.
We gotta win! Oh my god, yay! Yeah, it was pretty exciting.
So like, one of the reasons people are so like we're not like dogging on Rude or anything. They do a really good job. The reason why people are upset is they were arguably the best team in the world in Smite, and then you guys just came and trounced them.
Yeah, it wasn't so much that, oh, you know, they barely won and they were on EU ping. It was they won the first game, and then they came back the second game and did really well, and then the third game they just wrecked them. If the third game wrecking hadn't happened, this wouldn't be nearly as interesting as it should be.
Yeah, because it was like 2 really good games and then bam.
And then a really close third game, that would have been like, oh, it was just, it was close. It could have been any number of factors and all sorts of other stuff, but with just the...
It was just harsh.
In fairness, me and Game Hunter kind of fucked up our start in the third game, and then we just saw the double kill come out, and I was like, okay, just send a tower, throw out some knee ulties, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, no problem.
And
No problem.
I did
Well,
have to
win
lulls.
now.
I did laugh pretty hard because in the EU chat, I don't know, the guilty gamer guys, after watching that third game, he was like, even we did better than that. I was like, oh, that's terrible.
Oh,
You guys are bad.
that
But
was
it
bad.
made me laugh. So, but like I said, I like to root for the underdogs, and it was quite a nice thing to see Root lose, see somebody else win, and like I said on Deicide, if Denial starts winning a ton, then at some point I'll be like, I want to see the next.
I
team
like
take
you
'em down.
guys, but I want to see you lose.
Yes,
Like,
I want
you're
to see
really
you guys
nice,
lose.
but time to lose.
Yeah, throw the next game, please. I'm getting tired.
And Damon's gonna be like secretly betting on that game.
Yep.
I hope Robbie's
Exactly.
not watching.
Hope what?
I hope Robbie's not watching that.
There's no illegal betting going on here. I promise.
Well, no, it's not illegal betting.
It's
just
legal
betting.
Yay. There will not be tens of thousands of dollars
So,
made.
EMC, is there anything else in this patch that made you go, oh my god?
No, actually. Huge change to fire gen and this new item.
That's pretty much it.
Nothing else. Yeah, nothing else. I
Okay.
saw a lot of FX fixes, but
Yeah.
not a really big patch. But in the same time, it's still big.
Yep.
Yeah, like completely changing the early game meta and then
Yep.
not doing much else.
I
Then you're like, oh, it's a small patch, except for this really giant thing they did.
yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
I like how they're sprinkling it in. I mean, how mad would everybody be if it's like, we got a new god, we changed the fire giant, we had a new item, everybody'd be freaking out. So, I mean, people are mad because they didn't release a god, but then they would be mad if they released all this other junk too.
I'm kind of
And then
happy
people
they
are
didn't release the god.
You're throwing out too much stuff!
I remember December patches.
Yes, December patches where the game completely changed every week.
What game is this? I don't know. Let's wait
What's
till
going
next week.
on?
Don't like the game right now? Wait a week.
Wait a week. It'll be different. You're good.
Yep, pretty much.
Probably the only other thing that was put in that was interesting was you can see who plays Swords now. They added name titles to that. It's not. I mean, it's a cool feature for competitive, I guess. I mean, if you're on a competitive team, you're kind of communicating that anyway. And if you see a ward, it's whatever. It's a ward. Good job. But I guess for solo queues and ranked games, it's pretty nice quality of life feature.
Yeah.
QOL, baby. A lot of the stuff they have been doing recently and will better continue doing in the future is quality of life stuff, like being able to invite someone right from the friends list. There's no reason that you shouldn't have been able to do that all along. But it's a beta, so...
Yep. And I guess what
Honestly,
we'll...
the best part of this patch was the voice packs, particularly Emirs. And I'm going to sum up Emirs by this really, really good form avatar on the Hi-Res forums.
Oh, let's bring it up.
This forum? Oh. I don't get
So-
it. I can't see it.
You're going to have to do a screenshot for the screen. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna
So-
go preview that.
Like, they just need to put that picture next to the Emir voice pack in game.
Oh, I see it now.
It's googly eyes, Ymir, essentially.
'Cause it doesn't sound like his voice, it just kind of sounds like derp.
It's like...
Going left. Okay.
Oh, gang middle lane, guys.
Hey, guys.
Oh, you guys are terrible.
I'll attack the fire giant.
What's a fire?
Yay!
I'm a frost giant.
I make ice wall. Yay!
All right, so in order to catch everybody up on last weekend's tournament stuff, what I will do now is try and click on things while being beaten. Dun, 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 dun. We've kind of already covered it, but this. Curse Gaming takes first, Knight takes second, and Reason Gaming takes third. So you guys did really well last weekend, comparatively speaking. And then Denial first, Root second, and SK in third, which is kind of a little bit of an upset there.
Yeah. SK's been winning every single one almost.
Yep, this is the first one that they hadn't won, so it was like a 2 upsets in a row, which
It's
was
funny because we'd spent the entire week that
preparing for SK.
yeah, getting ready to beat down SK, and it's like, oh, Root's playing. SK's gotta be Root though. SK's gotta be Root.
Yep.
What the hell? Oh my god.
Oh,
Why is Sayo Hercules mid?
yeah, exactly.
Herc mid OP. Duh.
So,
No. Too far.
so
Too far,
EMC, what do you guys? Were you guys pleased with your third place performance this past weekend?
Wanted higher, but
Of course.
third is fine as well.
I mean, for a fresh start, it seems pretty darn good.
Well, yeah.
So, are you guys going to be prepared to take down Snipe, Curse, and Root? You've already said that you should be, but are you really going to be?
We'll try our best.
That's good. That's
Will Root try and get revenge?
I don't think you'll be seeing them in there for a little bit.
Damn. That would have been fun.
Are we still on the stream?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're still online.
Because Revel tried to go to it, and
Yeah, when I try to go to it, it says offline.
it says we're offline.
No, you're live.
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting.
Very
So
easy.
while they're figuring that out, call us up on Smite Talk.
Yeah, Smite Talk on Sky.
Me.
Anyone can call us with any reasonably worded question-ish thing.
Yeah, it is funny how LOL says. Funny thing is, Zapman says ping means nothing, and we beat EU teams easy on EU. I can
What?
only imagine how mad Zapman was that particular day.
Well, you're not just talking about any EU team here. These guys are really good.
Yeah, same thing with SK.
I mean,
too.
they were in the finals. We have to give them that.
Mhm.
They did beat SK because it was funny. Like,
Something
sorry,
else I wanted
guys,
to
come
bring
on.
up was
weird.
that NA guys, especially East Coast NA guys, which is the majority of Root's team, doesn't have that bad of a ping to EU. Like, I get an 150 ping to EU versus where the EU guys trying to play on NA, a lot of the times it's just terrible. Like 250, 300 kind of pings.
Because we have a way better network infrastructure than some of them do.
Yeah. And so that's just the way it works. So I think in a perfect world, what they would do if they had international games would be play on the server that everyone gets the closest to the same ping to. Like, if it's an EU server and all the North American guys get about 100 to 150 and all the EU guys get 120 or, let's say 90 to 110, that's a lot closer than playing on an NA server where you have 30 and 60 for the NA guys and then 250 for the EU guys. You see what I mean? It's like, that's my point.
The really only solution to this is either LAN events
Yeah.
or to make a server farm in the middle of the Atlantic. And that's not even talking about the oceanic South America problem.
Yeah.
Because all of
And-
our Aussie friends out there.
Poor guys.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
so many
sorry.
Australian
You
people
get shat
love to
on
play.
in all your games.
And I mean, Brandon was flat out telling the chat. I mean, it was not ping problems. It was when you go back at that third game, the very beginning of the game. I mean, ping only has a factor when you're in the fight. I mean, somewhat. It's a little bit harder to land your skill shots, a little bit harder to dodge. That's fine. But at the beginning of that game, when they got the double kill, that's a positioning error. That has nothing to do with ping. If you're not moving and then coordinating your communication correctly, then that's on you. So
Yeah, you can't blame it all on ping because if you're all caught out in a wrong position, you're just dead. Because it took you 3 seconds to get there, not 1/100th of a second. That kind of
I
thing.
mean, they won the first game.
Yeah.
Either we really suck or ping wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, Zap seemed to be landing quite enough auto attacks to kill us all and go 10-1. I can't see any issues of ping there.
That was actually something Bart brought up, was that he's like, I wonder why Zap opted to play Apollo on such a high latency server.
then
Because
he went
Apollo's a
10-1.
very auto attack heavy god that, is interesting. Why would you do that? So apparently it was not as big of a deal. So, all right. What is our next topic?
Our next topic. I don't know. What do we got? I've
Cooper,
closed my
did
thing.
you have the topic list that you wrote up today?
Oh, I
we-
closed it. Oh, I had
pretty
a
much
problem.
it's pretty much either call-ins or upcoming tournaments.
Upcoming
We-
tournament.
Upcoming tournaments. We have EU and NA this weekend.
Because you guys aren't
Congratulations.
calling us.
Also, there's stuff. There's stuff.
Really?
There's stuff and things. So yeah, call us up, ask questions if you'd like to ask our panel of lovely people anything.
Or
Please
our
do.
panel of dark people.
Yes, EMC has no lamps.
Nope.
He is only in the dark. He is the new Koopa, sitting in the dark with no background lights.
After many
period.
months, if you go back and watch our shows, Cooper is generally in the top left. He was generally dark, like like EMC is, and we finally scrabbled enough money and we invested in a lamp for Cooper.
Yes.
It's worked wonderfully.
Yes.
So if all of you guys have a problem where you're in a room and it's really dark, get a lamp.
There's a light on, like, on vacations. I don't care.
Are you home
lights.
like alone?
No. Well, I was yesterday, but I'm not anymore. But I have nothing to do tomorrow, so no one cares.
Okay. Fancy. So yeah, if you'd like to call us up, please hit us up on Smite Talk over there in the
Smite
corner.
Talk.
While we're waiting for those, there actually was some data mine stuff we could go over.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I did
Athene.
like that stuff.
Athene.
Athena.
And young Zeus.
Young Zeus.
Young Zeus. Young
Yeah.
Zeus does look kind of weird.
Yeah, he does. Like, his head's all wrong.
His body's too big for his head.
Yeah, yeah. Like, his body's normally proportioned if you just cut off the head and you're like, oh, that looks good. And then you put the head on and you're like, no.
Obviously, he visited a head hunter, a head shrinker,
Yeah. Good luck.
head doctor.
Possibly
You
steroids.
tried. You tried.
What is it?
You almost got it.
What?
Not the joke.
Okay.
Athena, however,
Yeah, Athene.
What
Like
does she look
all-
like? She's going to be tanky, obviously.
Tank,
yeah,
definitely.
but like all gods must wear high heels in combat.
Yes. High heels. Well, I mean, it helps her dig into the ground and hold her position. It's like cleats for ladies.
High heels are not cleats for ladies.
Yes, they are. They're just like one big giant cleat.
But
Right?
I do want Athena.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
need a new tank.
she's representative of the flanks, phalanx,
Phalanx.
phalanx. Okay, I can never pronounce that, even even when I was playing Civilizations. I love the phalanx.
You say it like it's spelled.
I don't know how it's spelled. What's wrong with you? But yes, a very Spartan-esque kind of wall of shields. Looks like she's going to have that kind of ability where people or some sort of minions pop up in front of her and be like, "Ugh." That'll be fun. I wonder if it would be even cooler if they like do that and then they walk forward.
It'd be really
want
cool if she
Athena.
could like grab all the minions and like throw them at the tower.
Be cool if she could control it.
The
Like-
tower?
No.
I can just imagine like an Athena Odin lamb as like Odin ring, then drop the phalanx inside it.
Yeah.
That can only be fun.
Well, I mean, I think it would be, if anything, it should be basically like a thorns wall, where if
Yeah.
somebody were to run into the wall, they'll take damage. Like
Yeah,
if you're on her and you spear them into the phalanx wall, then they'll get spear damage as well as wall damage.
Oh, you've made up the latest OP lane comp. Stop people while you're ahead.
But they have to be facing the right direction.
Well, yeah.
Their spears have to be pointed at the opponent. I don't know.
Yes.
We'll
Really,
find
the
out.
spears have to be pointed at the opponent.
Versus pointed at yourself.
Right.
I mean, you got to look at the business end of this spear.
Yes.
Because it's a spear. What is this?
What is
I have
this?
no idea what is wrong with
What is
EMC.
this
He is
shit?
slowly
Well-
devolving into a
He's going-
creepy supervillain.
He is going to turn into a what is this things from Harry Potter? God damn it.
Dementor.
Yeah,
Dementor.
a Dementor.
Yeah.
He's gonna, as the darkness grows over him, his cloak is just going to come down. And he's gonna go fly away.
I want to say that this shit is EMC Squared's chance to devour many souls.
Yes.
Before all that, we have a talk show, so that's great.
Kronos.
Kronos,
Yeah.
another mage.
Time God. So, the many ideas that people throw around is he should be able to turn time backwards and undo damage and all that fun stuff, and that's a good one. There was also the time bubble, like slowing down. I think the best one I like is the bullet time in the bubble.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah, that would definitely be cool.
he cast
Slow
it,
number at top
and
speed.
for I don't know, second and a half maybe.
The Kraken will still eat
2
you.
seconds. It just goes. Brrrr.
The Kraken will still
I would
eat
say
you.
that your team should be allowed to move regularly while their team is slowed. Like everything is slowed. The shots, everything. Because then he can dodge around the spear.
You know what that sounds like? A horribly frustrating experience.
It sounds awesome.
So you just drop it on Fire Giant, and Hand of Gods takes like 4 seconds to activate.
Here we go. That will
How
make
would that work with instant cast stuff? Like so that's casted instantly. It would be like
Cast it instantly.
what's slow instant?
Like if we say Anubis's ultimate, if you were gonna slow any part of that, it would have to be the time in between the ticks.
Yes.
So,
I mean,
that's the only thing I can
that'd
imagine.
be horrible for Anubis though, because it'd be like still even longer.
No, it'd be great for Anubis. He's like, I can hit every single one of these.
Well, yeah, but then he's also, stood still for about 10 seconds.
Well, he's Anubis. He's gonna die anyway.
I remember
But-
Anubis had the most kills and the most
seems
deaths
like-
in the entire game.
Seems like they
Massive,
went a
stats.
different direction and they decided to give him something that will reverse his HP and mana back that he uses.
Yes.
So let's just give him Aphrodite and blue buff.
Rysterian, I think we have a viewer who would love to have a question answered for them. Is there a point to
Ares.
playing Ares?
There is a point to playing Ares if you have to.
If you have to.
Ares boasts the highest single target damage among all tanks. He can easily take down a carry if he's, if he lands all through his chains and gets his fire off. His ulti, while easy to beat or Aegis, can help remove them for your rest of your team to dish out damage.
Yep.
Pulling anyone is just kind of extra.
That's the icing on the cake.
His aura is, in terms of protection, quite poor, but it does reduce CC durations and stacks on top of things like High Leviathan and Reinforced Boots.
Yeah,
So
he's really hard to
effectively,
CC.
Effectively, he can become immune to CC. Almost. Like,
Yeah,
60%,
I mean,
something like that.
he can single-handedly force everyone to use beads, like Hades and stuff like that, or beads or Aegis, one of the two,
Or both.
And so, if they use it, then you know that your Poseidon better be ready with his Kraken to pop it as soon as that Aegis is about to stop.
Yeah.
Because when
The
the
only
Aegis is about to
issue
wear out,
with
there better be a
Ares-
Kraken coming out of the ground.
But you're right in saying that Ares' pushing power is pretty much the worst in Smite.
Yeah.
And yeah, his ulti can't really be used for what it's meant to do. It's meant to just blow beads and Aegis.
Yeah.
It's also meant
It's
to.
also-
Sorry,
yeah.
go ahead,
It's
Mr.
an initiating tactic, but he's outclassed heavily by pretty much every other tank, barring Vamana and Vulcan.
Yeah.
Zeus is viable.
EMC, do you think Zeus is viable?
Yeah. He totally needed that buff. His early game is definitely better than it used to be.
Okay.
It really is
We
true.
actually asked Bart about if they're planning on doing that with all the gods with the magic in-hand damage, and at the moment, no, they aren't looking to do that to everybody. So they'll wait and play it by ear, see how it does. But it did bring him from a non-god that nobody ever played to something that's relevant again. But it was really funny because he was talking about the fact that Hercules and Bacchus are still the lowest on the chain of wins, and they just, by the statistics, if they balance purely on statistics, then they would buff Hercules and Bacchus up the wazoo. But they don't, because they know it's he must be too complicated. Bacchus is below Hercules, but they've noticed that since they changed the Hercules' healing, that's why they did it from damage taken percentage of healing. Now it's just you get a flat healing. Obviously that was too complicated because people were complaining that they're I hit my healing button and it doesn't work. This must be bugged. That's when they're ugh, because the heal's based upon how much you damage take while you're after you've casted it.
And it still does that.
If you go Ares mid, you deserve to lose.
Yeah, if you go Ares mid, you really.
You do deserve to lose.
We talked about Bastet for a little while. There's just changes to Bastet that could bring her in line. I think that was more of a talk with Brandon about that. He had a very large
Bastet.
list of changes for Bastet. EMC,
Bastet,
what do you
the only
think
god
is...
who doesn't have a passive.
What?
Bastet, the only god who doesn't really have a passive. Only
Yeah.
on one occasion,
Did it
last
work out?
year when it was actually useful. You remember that game? Because it was Bastet who spawned first and got like a dive on Minotaur.
Yep. That was the
The
double
one time it was
deicide
actually
game.
useful.
Yep.
Yeah.
A game with a double deicide and the only game in memory where Bastet's passive was actually used.
That was such a great game.
Isn't that bad? You're like talk about indictment of a god's design. Like, we can remember one time about 8 months ago that was useful once in one match in one tournament.
What's my favorite game with this in Conquest?
Coper,
Assault.
just turn off your camera if you're gonna leave.
I like ARAM.
You seriously have to leave?
Yes.
Where are you gonna go?
I got some denial stuff to do, man.
Well, can't you wait like 10 minutes?
Alright, I'll wait 10 minutes.
Fine, we'll wrap it up here. Jesus. You could let us know this stuff and we can just wrap it up instead of being like, alright, I'm leaving now.
You'd be
In
like,
the chat!
Bye, guys.
Question about Jablonki.
Yeah.
His kit's usually open for a range carry. Both me and EMC as support players, but we can probably give some kind of input on that.
I don't know, I think EMC is a pretty damn good Jablonk.
Yeah, I mean, I'm originally a carry player, so I can kind of talk about it. Jablonki is... He works on stages. His early game is centered around his poison and dash, because that gives out good harass. His mid and late game is centered around his one skill, because that increases his physical power insanely. He's just kind of mobile, high damage, and his ult is great.
Yeah, it's more for team disruption than it is for like making people stop moving.
It's disorientating and annoying.
Disorientating. See, he said it wrong, and they'll pick on him for it.
Because he's British and he's saying it right.
Okay. Isn't it disorienting?
Yes.
Ass.
It is disorienting.
EMC, what do you think of Jablonk as the question put it?
Oh, in a competitive play, I don't see him that much. Oh, for example, like any top teams are running him just because either a Apollo or any other ranged carry got banned, or just simply picked off. I don't know why they don't like him, but in my opinion, I think he's a great ranged as any other. His ult can be really good for initiating a fight or running away, retreating,
Yeah.
He does a
especially
good
for
presence.
fire gen buffs.
Because before you go into a battle,
That's his
you
last part.
you gauge what you do based upon what your team does. Like if you're kind of all bouncing around and stuff like that, and then suddenly you see he's like, even if he says I'm going in, you see where he goes in and where he lands and who jumps on him. But if there's a black cloud around you and they're like, oh crap, where is everybody? You know, it's very frustrating.
Yeah. I think
And a speed
it's not
boost.
as much as Monica being bad, and more about Neath on her and Apollo being better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, on her boasts some serious CC and damage. Neath has global presence and sustain and CC and everything and escape. It's ridiculous. Someone's like a really funny picture. I want to see this.
You have to bring this up. Bring it up. So for all of you guys who couldn't, look at this. We're gonna make it all big for you. There you go. The Dark Russian rises.
Oh, goodness. Thank you so very much.
I don't even know why I'm in this team.
Yeah.
They troll me too much.
It's terrible.
Should we wrap it up?
Anyway, Batman aside, Jablonki is kind of outclassed.
Okay.
He's not bad. He's just they're better. There are better gods to use.
Yeah, pretty much that.
Apollo's insane rotation speed, Neef's everything,
Nice.
and on hers everything.
Everything, yeah. I mean, the global ult is very handy.
Well, she
Extremely
has an
handy.
escape, heal, root, wards.
See now, one thing. Do you guys still think the Neith's ult is insanely overpowered because it's cross map, easy to lock on shot?
I don't say it's overpowered. It's just strong.
It's
I mean,
really easy.
It's easy-ish to land. The thing is, I think a lot of people don't take into account the fact that it's easy to use from a long distance. It's not really easy to use up in your face.
Oh no.
Because when you're like in Poseidon Kraken range, that means you have a bunch of people running around in circles or doing what the hell ever that is that they do when they're fighting, and she's busy. Hold on a minute while I get down on my knees and pull my bow back and charge it up. And no, her ult's of no use in like close combat team fights, especially after they've started. She's good at starting them. She can stun somebody and be like, go! But other than that, once team fight started, she's good unless she's picking somebody off running away. So that's all I wanted to say about that. Artemis. What about Artemis? Where does Artemis lay in things of competitive? Is Artemis just
Highest
no use anymore?
damage, no escape.
Yeah.
So sad.
Pretty much no escape other than her ult, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
EMC, would you agree with that? No escape was what really puts Artemis down into the lowest tier.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Her
like,
poke, on the other hand, is really strong.
Her what?
Especially with her poke.
Oh,
especially with the blue and red buff.
I will say one thing that's good for Artemis though. She's the only god which interrupt Thor's ulti. I'm not
Really?
kidding here.
The boar will
If she puts a
interrupt
trap
us?
on it. No, the trap. If you put a trap underneath an ulting Thor, he will fall down. Well, he won't go up. They'll just cancel it. It's happened once to me, and I was never more angry. I was like, "You can't do that."
This is not
Because you
possible!
Because
Not
you get
true.
nudged, you stop ulting.
Interesting.
because
I wonder
it
if it'll
pulls
work
you.
on Apollo, too.
Maybe you can try it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it pulls you.
Yeah. I'll have to go test that. All right, cool. So we're gonna wrap this up. We've been going for a nice solid hour, so we will we'll ask our people where can we find them. Mr. EMC, since you're our lovely guest that is not normally on here, where can people find you? What do you do? Do you have Twitter? Those kind of things.
It's Twitter RGEMC without any spaces.
Fancy, easy enough. No squared.
No.
Good. Because
Unfortunately, Twitter does not allow that.
yes, because you love to make it to where people cannot invite you in game because they have to figure out how to type the squared.
Yeah.
It cuts down on the spam, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it does.
Fancy. Anything else? Do you Twitch or
Do you have a website?
a website like a Reason
No, I
Gaming
don't
website?
have a website. I mean, their team has a. Our team's website is Reason Gaming.
Dash
All
Gaming.
targeted got it already.
Yep. Reason
Yeah.
Dash Gaming. Tagadi. Which
Cool.
is also on the team.
Nice, awesome. Well, thank you for joining us, sir. We'll have to have you on again. Hopefully, you good luck this weekend.
Yes.
I hope to see you guys in first because there'll be a new team that wins. Yay!
Yay.
Good luck.
Thank you for inviting.
No problem.
All right.
Minnie Cooper, where are you?
Minnie.
I'm here.
Hi, Minnie.
I know
Thank
that.
you for joining us.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. All 44 of you that were in here. Good luck to all the teams this weekend. But I'm gonna have to pull for the Denial EU guys. If you want to find me, which you probably won't, that will be in the chat there. And definitely go follow Denial Esports, though. That's where you're going to be able to find all our show times and keeping up to date with the Denial players. So sure to
Heck
give
yeah.
them a follow, and I'll turn it over to Rosterian.
Alright, follow Denial Esports, as Cooper said. You can follow me in the chat. Be sure to check out the Denial Esports website, because there's more to us than just Smite. We have StarCraft, Dota, CSGO, and they're all cool guys as well. And shout out to the team for being so cool and well played on Sunday. You did great. Spray on Genius mode,
Yes.
Chinese strats.
Yeah.
So
Playing Hell mid.
Hell mid win.
Hell mid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one ever expects
Yeah.
the hell mid.
Cool. All right. Well, you can find all of my things are down over there in the corner. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. They're all Demon Machine. Quite easy to do. And Revel is effectively nowhere.
Revel does not exist.
Nope, he just shows up here on Sunday or on Thursdays and then disappears.
I don't
again.
exist, guys.
He disappears.
Oh
So thank you all very much for joining us. We'll see you next week. We'll see you next week. Don't forget to follow the channel while you're
9
here.
p.m. Eastern.
Yes, 9 p.m. Eastern.
9 p.m. Eastern.
We'll probably be. Well, I guess we'll definitely be back for some games after this.
Yes.
We've ended so
if
early.
you
So
want to join us for some
if you would like to join us for some games, please stick around.
Stick around.
Bum, 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 bum.